And for some reason, I think Jeff Bezos could work in Minecraft.
Hey, so I have a really cool video to show you guys today. It's an interview with Phil from Pixel Prophecy, and yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy it, and let me know if you like these kind of videos so I can make more, or maybe more of something else. So, hope you guys enjoy it. So, hello everybody, and welcome to this very special interview. I'm going to be, interviewing Phil from Pixel Prophecy, and he does a lot of YouTube stuff relating game dev, and it's really awesome. Been watching for a while, and I thought it'd be really cool to maybe talk a bit about what he does on his YouTube channel and maybe other stuff as well. So maybe you want to introduce what you do on there and introduce yourself in general.
Yeah, for those who don't know, hi, I'm Phil, also known as Pixel Prophecy. I have a YouTube channel where I make videos or share videos about my experiences with the Ludum Dare game jams and game stuff in general, because as a hobby I like to do game dev, and also I like to do videos, and somehow I started a couple of years back, and then it evolved into this big thing where I'm doing way too much stuff or putting way too much effort into making my little YouTube videos. So, and here we are.
Yeah, and they're really awesome. I've watched all of them because they're really great. I recommend you do the same. So, I think I've seen that you did a bunch of game dev stuff before YouTube. I know you have a game called Finesweeper.
Exactly. Yeah, perfect.
And I was interested in. Did you decide? I mean, you have a career in video-related stuff, and I was just wondering, did you decide to do game dev first, and then just like combine that with your career, or did you just think it would be cool to do whatever?
Yeah, essentially the latter. So I always wanted to make games. When at first I saw a sprite moving on a Commodore 64, or was it a Game Boy or somewhere, where I thought, man, I have no idea how this is done. And then with also the Nintendo magazines, I just somehow sucked it all up, and I wanted to make games, but never really as a profession, because I knew I wasn't that kind of a programmer, and I would never be a programmer, I thought. And it was just everything went in the direction of doing arts and film stuff, but also this game dev thing. I tried it, I had it as a hobby, but I really seriously picked it up. I think it was 5-6 years back when I thought, okay, I'm getting Game Maker now. And because my biggest problem that I had before was whenever I wanted to do something with game development, the biggest hurdle for me was the engine or the programming language. I did some stuff with BASIC in DOS. This was how I started, and also had this ClickTeam Fusion for Windows 3.1 or 95. It was called Click and Play back then. So this was very easy with those drag and drop stuff. But then I felt, I can't really do what I want, because it's just a horrible thing if you want to just do an if check or something like loops or assign variables. And and this was always what really held me back. I used pure BASIC for, I think it's still around. It costs like $40, and it's basic but with graphics, and you can also do Windows and Amiga UI for some reason.
Yeah.
But
basic,
with Game Maker, I really had to force myself to know, I'm going to learn this now. I'm going to make a little Luftrausers-inspired test project. Yeah. And I'm going to sit down and not quit, even if it takes me 2 weeks. And this was really what got me into it, because once you feel halfway proficient with the tools, then you can really start making something.
I completely agree. That's awesome. And so after you made this like Luftrausers-inspired game, did you just think, do you like immediately think to like combine it with like making YouTube videos, or do you just like kind of carry that practice forward and just make more games on your own time?
Actually, it was just making more games and seeing how things go. I really wanted this Luftrausers theme game, which I called Luftwiderstand, which is German for air resistance.
I see.
Yeah, the the inspiration is very clear and very obvious. And yeah, immersed myself a lot with game design, and then I realized, this is not really the game that I want to pour my soul into for the next couple of years. And then I said, this is the final thing, and I'm happy with what I learned, and then just kept doing it. And this whole video thing didn't really start. I mean, I always had this also hobby, even as a kid with my first borrowed VHS camera, where I just did some crazy stuff and edited within the camera. So if you had a shot at reverse shot, you had to set up the camera, then record, and you had like 2 seconds to get in place and then do acting and then rewind the tape and so on. But it was fun. It was fun. It was a lot of work, but it was so much fun. And the university I attended was for multimedia design, where I studied 3D animation, compositing, and visual effects. But also we had this curriculum where you would also dabble with audio and graphic design and video and film. So this was pretty much anything that interested me. And also, of course, it has games there. But like I said, I didn't consider myself as a game designer when I was there. So I always liked to do little videos. And what really inspired me was getting introduced to the Angry Video Game Nerd. I think as everyone has seen it, and thought, man, this is just a guy ranting about old shitty games. I could do this. Until you try, and then you realize
it's more difficult than you think.
It's more difficult than you think.
Especially to like be natural.
Exactly. I mean, James Rolfe is playing his character because this was the first time when I saw him really not being in character, when he was just sitting with Mike Matei on the couch and just he was this chilled out, mellow guy, and not just always on the edge screaming profanities. And what I think the first spark where I thought I could make something with games and internet, I made this little test balloon when I was still in college, which I was also watching Pat the NES Punk videos.
Right, and I've heard of him.
He's been around for quite some time. But I think this must have been 2012-ish, around this time. And there was this one bit, I don't know what exactly it was about. I think it was just moving out or something, and he staged this awkward dinner with his girlfriend or something, and it was really funny, but the quality was just horrid. And I thought, half the time I can't understand him because of all the room tone, and I can't see him because it's horribly underexposed. And I thought to myself, I've been studying this, and I've always walk the extra mile when I want to get something right. Maybe I should try this. And it took me like a week or something to come up with a script, and did a little video about how I destroyed my Japanese Famicom because I plugged it into the wrong port or something. And I don't think that I posted it somewhere, or maybe on an old YouTube channel. Either way, I didn't get a lot of reaction, and I thought, this was pretty much it for me. And then I buried the idea of making internet funny YouTube videos for a long time. But then somehow it resurfaced again. It was when I first heard of Ludum Dare, which was a friend of mine from college who is a game designer and made a game there. And he partook in I think it was Ludum Dare 35 or something. And he just asked me, hey, can I use your music because I'm doing this game jam thing? And this was how this is the first time that I learned about Ludum Dare. And it was, you can make a game and everybody does it. And oh my God, this is great. I should get into this. So next week there will be another game jam, right? I thought this was happening like every other week. And of course it wasn't. But I really vowed, for the next time I want to do something myself. And this was the first time that I participated. And this was the game that I made was Mag Gunner. And I had a lot of ups and downs, and once I was done, I thought, I'm never going to do this again. This is just horrible.
Reminiscent of your videos.
But then the next one came around, and I think this was Pony, where I made this weird little pony game where I half quit. And for this one, I wrote a post-mortem on my blog back then, and I think I even published it on the old Ludum Dare page. And I thought, man, this writing just takes so long, and I want just to tell my experience to everyone who's interested. But writing takes so long. Maybe I should just film it and cut it together. How much work could this be?
It's gonna be so much shorter than writing.
Of course, you just film it, you just chop it up, and there you go. No work at all. You're done.
Yeah, easy, you know.
Easy. And this was the one for Pressure Run.
I see. I really like that one. Yeah.
Yeah, this was the first one, and I didn't really have a script there. I just when I can't watch it because also the audio is just horrible. My voiceover is just I'm just mumbling something without a script. Yeah, and then I did some data structures. I didn't know how it worked, but I figured it out eventually, or something along those lines. So I can't watch it anymore because there's just so much left out, and but I just cut it up, and took me like a couple of weeks. So it was, of course, longer than anticipated.
Longer than writing a paragraph.
Exactly. It felt like it was more true to my experience than just writing a paragraph and doing graphics or neat little schematics. So I just film it, cut it up and put it out there, and then I posted it, and I didn't get a lot of reaction. I just got some subscribers, and I was happy. So I thought, you know what, maybe I should do this next time as well. And this was 6210 BC, where I thought about it before, that I wanted, I will pretty much record myself all the time, or at least whenever something interesting happens. And I realized that I think this was the first time, already the second chamber, I got cabin fever and had to leave before having an idea. And for somehow, this resonated with people, and I got a lot more views, and this YouTube thing suddenly took off, and I realized, man, this was a lot of work, but it was also a lot of fun. And you know what, I got so many people just writing comments and said I inspired them with this crappy little video. And I mean, I took a lot of work just to get it right.
It's very noticeable.
Also with the music. Yeah, this was the first one where I thought, I should really put a lot of effort in, because there's not much else that's going on there. I don't have any more ideas for certain games or anything, any side projects, and this could be my side project. And it really took up from there. And this is when I realized, maybe I should invest more time in this YouTube thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Was how it started.
Yeah.
I hope, was this the question? Did I answer it?
I think so. I can't remember what I exactly answered, but asked. But I mean, it was really interesting to hear like how you went through everything. And
sure. If I start to ramble, please stop me so that I can get back on track.
It's awesome to hear like your experiences. And I think one of the things you said is that when you just show that you quit halfway through, a lot of people seem to like that. Not because you quit halfway through, but I think it's because your videos show a really realistic portrayal of what it is to be in a game jam. Like sometimes you get like the most awesome idea ever, and other times you just don't even get through the first hurdle. And I think that's something I really enjoy, and that's probably why you found so much success in these kind of videos.
Yeah, I think it's because I'm not trying to paint anything more grand than it is. Because sometimes I watch GDC talks and the first post-mortems, and a lot of times it was like, we had this big success and this is how we did it, but in the end it just comes down to luck. And when I was working with in a visual effects studio there, and I had to do an edit of before after visual effects and do this whole compositing stuff where it really shows how the individual shots come together and everything becomes beautiful. And my boss back then said, just take the last version and the first version, and not the first version, the original footage, take the original footage and then put on the last version. But I said, but it wasn't that much work. The longest time it really took us was just going back and forth, and this whole process of finding the look for the shot. Is that nobody's going to be interested in the shot, just take the ugly thing and then how beautifully it looked in the final feature. And I thought, man, we're actually lying to the people, because there was just so much back and forth involved, and it looked completely different. So this was what I learned with my videos. I really wanted to have this whole experience, because sometimes you're lucky, but not often. And especially with myself, I struggle a lot with finding the idea, because I beat myself up. It's not the right idea. If the theme is an unconventional weapon, well, then I just can't exchange a gun for apples and it shoots apples, but everything is the same. Then it's no point that it shoots apples. So I really wanted to get the most perfect, the most ideal idea out of it. And I just obsess over it, as you've seen, way too long. And and in the end, there's the end result is not as how I would have intended it. But this whole process of this is your first big idea. How beautiful is it? And then you just have to cut corners here and make concessions there. And in the end, it's barely working, but at least you're done and you finish it. You said, never again. The theme was horrible. I'm done with it.
It always is.
It always is. Theme voting, in my opinion, is proof that democracy doesn't work.
Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if there's another way. I guess you could have somebody who's really knowledgeable choose like a theme that they know is good. Maybe that would work better.
Right. I think I've seen this with other game jams where it's just one person that's curating the whole thing, has a bunch of ideas or really comes up with a theme that you can look at from various different angles and get something out of it. And I think those are the most interesting themes.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
The themes that get chosen for Ludum Dare, I feel, is just from a game designer's perspective, where they think, a game with 2 buttons, that sounds interesting. Just 2 buttons, or
it's just
you
like on
are the
surface
monster.
level. Yeah.
Right. It's a little bit it's either way too specific or and at the same time it's just way too wide and too open. And this is why I'm having such a hard time, because the themes for me that would work best are those that are maybe just one word. Penguins or something that's nothing related with games per se, where just you can make a game that's is on the South Pole and you have a lot of penguins, or you are a penguin, or it's about you get it. So it's
you get a lot of variety like that.
Right. And but with other games like You Are the Monster, you pretty much know how 90% of the games are going to be in the end, and it's I feel that is it's not very interesting, but then of course once you play games and you are surprised with
some of them are crazy, like how can you do this in 48 hours? It's crazy.
There are some ideas where I think if I get 100 days, 100 years time, I would have never come up with this crazy shit. It's amazing. And this is what I struggle with, is that my games in the end, I think I've said this, I can't do weird. I really have a hard time to do weird stuff, because for me, everything has to be somehow related to something I really love to do research. And but this is not possible in the real world, or this was never there on this particular time in this particular place. It doesn't work. So I have this editor in my head that shoots down ideas as soon as I have them, and I think this is really the hardest part, that you just get things out, get things on paper, and then do the editing afterwards. But
I agree.
You know how this is probably.
But something, I watched this video of yours a while ago. I don't remember exactly the details, but I remember there was this one postmortem where you were like, I want to come up with something very original, and then you were like, okay, I'm gonna look through my library of like my books in the library, and I'm gonna pick a random book, and then I think you were like going on a random, like you threw a dice to see which page, and then you just picked a word. I can't remember exactly, but I thought that was really interesting. And maybe some people who have insane ideas just do that every time, you know. I don't know. And then they take it really literally, so it's very crazy.
Yeah, this was the Ludum Dare 41 keynote where I...
Right, I think so.
Man, this is way too overscoped video, but...
I think it was multiple parts, right?
I think with the keynote it was, I really had this deadline because Mike shot me an email. I think it was in November or no, even earlier, where he just said, would I be interested in it? And I didn't have any ideas for it. And I was running out of time, and it was January, and I had like 3 months to do all this thing. And then I wrote it down. I thought, this is great. I love the script. Oh my God, how am I going to shoot this? And at least I did this one test where I
Yeah.
was just doing a split screen where I was talking to myself, to my other self, and
To
then it
the Back
worked
to the
out.
Future,
Right,
Dr. Emmett. Yeah. I thought
exactly.
that was I really liked that video. Yeah.
It was so much fun to shoot, but I was so happy once it was
Yeah.
over because it was
Yeah,
way
I
too
can
much work.
imagine. So much work. Like, yeah, you obviously you go a lot of time in between postmortems without uploading a postmortem.
Yeah, exactly.
Mostly because I mean Ludum Dare only happens so many times a year. But yeah. But
I'm
also
thankful
like I
for
can't
that.
imagine it must take so much effort. And I was wondering how much time do you spend on one of these postmortems to get them? Yeah, because it takes so much time and it takes a lot of time for you, but also a lot of effort. And I feel like, yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. How do you structure your time? I guess is what I'm trying to ask.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have this time tracker where I started with, I think, the Ludum Dare 42, which is this big one, completely overscoped, insane project that I've been working for now. I think it's almost now 20 months, 21 months.
Oh wow, that's
And
insane. Yeah.
it's no way near to being finished. I thought
Oh.
last year around this time, I looked at it and I thought, yeah, if I cut corners here and there and scope it down, I could maybe get it out and get it done before Ludum Dare 40. What was it, 43? But it didn't happen. I thought, yeah, this is not what I want. I want to get it right and I want to get it perfect. And yeah, but usually the thing with the last postmortem, the one for LD45, this is where I thought, no, I really, really have to dial it back. I really need
Yeah.
to focus on it and keep it small in scope. But still, people commented on all this effort and how long it probably must have taken me, and I thought, man, I hope they still like it because I just had the scope so small, and usually I like to do all those funny bits which
Yeah.
are the most labor intense stuff of all of the whole show. It's just the one that I spent the longest on. So with the last one, it was I had some ideas where I want to put the camera, but usually the problem is that since it's more of a documentary, you don't know what will happen or what will be
Yeah.
the interesting part. So you try to film pretty much everything, get different reactions. So I just have the camera on me. Once I have it focused, I make a sad face, happy face, and then I forget about it, and the camera runs for 50 minutes where I'm just looking like this and nothing
Yeah.
much is happening in my face. So I got gigabytes of data once this is done.
Just
Also with
you like.
with the time lapses, and of course, as soon as I think I'm not having an idea, I need to get out, take my wife and go to the cafe. So I give her the camera so that she can shoot stuff. So so in the end I have a lot of stuff, and I have no idea what actually was important or what was my personal emotional theme of the whole
Right.
endeavor. So this is when before I usually said, I just put it aside for at least a month before I'm looking at the footage again and my notes. This is one thing that I started, and this really helps, is
I
taking
think so,
notes while you're doing this. For example, it's 120, feeling sad, frustrated because the idea, all that I have sucks, and so on. And it's
Yeah, I can imagine that helps with like finding specific clips.
the it's not so much about finding the clips. It's more that
Right.
helps you about or helps you with finding the story when you're writing the script.
That's true. Yeah.
Like I said, since it's a documentary and you don't know what's important, especially if you're in it and you don't have the bigger picture, this is when I start trying. With the last one, I didn't give myself a lot of time of downtime because everything was still fresh in my memory. So I just went over and started a new document and started writing everything down. Essentially, it's the voiceover that I write down.
Yeah.
And it was way too long because everything was in there. And this is really the part that I think is the most boring part in a sense, because it takes a long time to go over it and distill it there. And this is not important, or this is a tangent that completely goes nowhere. So essentially I'm just pruning all those approaches that I had that were going in the wrong direction, or when I was thinking, no, I'm not going to do this, yeah, maybe I should do this, no, it's not fun. So where it's just 2 pages of explaining what I was going to do, which I didn't do in the end. So yeah,
Right.
I'm just pruning it down so that it's still somewhat interesting if you're watching it, because otherwise you get even I myself as a reader of my own script get confused what was happening when. So sometimes I move stuff a little bit around so that it just feels more coherent, but I'm
Right.
not inventing anything or leaving anything substantial out that would change essentially the story. And this
Right.
is the longest part, is just writing the script. And once that is done, I another thing that I've learned but still not quite following is usually I should write the script and also look at the source footage, because otherwise I will have stuff in there which I have no pictures of. And I've gotten better with this, but with the first couple of Ludum Dares, I had to reshoot stuff where I'm just
I see.
sitting down in front of the computer and I hope, is my hair still somewhat the same length?
Are the same clothes?
You're
Yeah.
right. What t-shirt am I wearing? What is on my desk right now? So it was much more work just for
I see.
I'm sitting
Yeah.
down. So I tried to get a lot of coverage, and in the end, then you're in the edit. I record my voiceover, and this is I say my scaffolding where everything just should latch onto. And when I'm in the edit and look at the source footage, and I think, I don't know really why isn't this not in the script? I did
Right,
this,
yeah.
and this is very interesting. So yeah, it's another rewrite. And then what happens much more often is that I have a point that I want to make, like it's 30 seconds for which I don't have any footage at all or interesting footage at all.
Yeah.
So then it goes to, okay, would the time lapse work for this section? No, because I forgot recording the time lapse because I rebooted my computer and forgot to keep re-recording the time lapse.
Yeah.
So this happens also. And then next thing is, do I still have some recordings from my game at that point in time? Usually I have, because I have learned at least a little bit. But then the problem is you don't have anything, and you want to illustrate a point, and then this is where the work starts, because either you want to make a joke out of it and make a funny bit, or do some motion graphics and with animations, and then it becomes a little project by itself. And as soon with all those parts, when you got them and you feel that they come together, then you notice all the other gaps that are still there that is nothing really explained. So in short, making these videos, at first I thought, I'm just chopping up bits of video, talking over it, and that's done. And now I feel more
planning.
I feel more of a documentary video maker than a game maker, and this is really weird, because to get back to your initial question, how long does it take? For the last LD45, it took me, according to my time tracker, it was 178 hours, not including the time. Not the time that I was actually jamming for the Ludum Dare. So this, of
that's
course,
like 30 hours more.
Exactly. So in the end, it just explodes, and this is
That's
what
crazy.
I intentionally tried to really keep the scope down. And when I was writing funny bits into my script, for example, this whole Seinfeld stand-up, I have a tendency to research. I think I've mentioned this somewhere, and with the stand-up bit was, how does stand-up comedy work? How does Seinfeld work? I read 3 books on stand-up. I had this the stand-up comedy Bible with worksheets and stuff. I really went all in there just for this little bit and try to really get it right and also get the feeling right. And of course, with the audience, I just had some friends with Max, who also was jamming with me for Headroom, and his wife. So I was just hijacking their living room and said, thank you so much. I now need you to laugh. And I tried to play out my bit that I've planned, which I hadn't shot. So the audience shots came first, and then 2 days later at home, I was shooting the stand-up bit. So, and I really had a hard time getting them to laugh initially. And interestingly, my bit wasn't that funny. What was funny was that I was having my notes the wrong way and just saying, oh God, this is all falling apart. So in the end, this little comedy bit was easily 30 hours of work
That's
just
crazy.
for this thing
Yeah.
there. And this is what I hate about it, because some stuff just takes so much time, and in the end, people probably won't notice. But my biggest problem is that I will notice it every time that I see it, and I think I could have done this so much better.
Yeah.
And now this brings us back to the Ludum Dare 42 documentary, which was also about a jam where I had to quit. And I thought, what's the story of an anti-hero who tries to do something, but in the end ends with where things are even worse than before. And this is the classical film noir. And it was funny writing this into the script. And then I thought, yeah, this is probably going to be a bit big, but I think with green screen and stuff, I can pull this off. And it just exploded. I spent this year alone, it was 300 hours or more just working on this thing. And
That's crazy.
yeah,
That's
it is.
insane.
It is. Had I put this thing, was this my phone? No. Had I put all this time into a game, I would have maybe have
Yeah, you could have made like a commercial game already.
right Skyrim Lite.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the worst thing that you could do is making a film that's not set at the time, at the place where you are and where it's easy to shoot.
I see.
I
Yeah,
mean,
makes sense.
it's obvious now that I'm saying it.
Yeah.
But at the time, so
You wouldn't think that
1940s
Yeah.
film noir. How hard can this be? It's just like hats and black and
Yeah.
white. But knowing me, I want to get this right. And then I read lots of books from Raymond Chandler just to get this, all the lingo right of 1940s
Right.
gangster talk and all these things, because I'm German. I come from Austria. I have nothing to do with this culture or scene or period of time whatsoever. So, but it was a lot of fun watching old movies and really just getting in there just for making a video on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's just so insane when you think about it.
But it's very noticeable. Like, your videos come out really well. And I like initially you wouldn't imagine this because of all that insane amount of work you put into it. But like it makes sense that something of such high quality could only come from that work ethic.
I think I'm so happy that people oftentimes really reply in the comments and say, "Oh my God, this must have been so much effort," and this really, this it goes to my heart, because I know it is a lot of work, and oftentimes. Especially when you're watching TV shows, you don't really realize how much work this is. I was watching a couple of months back the X-Files Blu-rays with a commentary track, and they would say, "Yeah, you don't get this on Saturday night television. This is a movie." And I thought, yeah, it's just a TV show like any others, but you can clearly hear how proud they were of how much stuff they could cram in with their budget that they had. And for me, it's the same. When I have something where I think I could do this better, I just need to invest a little bit more time or another week into it and get it really perfect. Then I will go the extra mile. But like I said, I have to restrain myself actively, because in the Ludum Dare 42 thing, I have this one shot. It's just a close-up where I, as the detective, just throw some coins onto the bar counter.
Right.
And with the coins comes out a business card of something, and this is the next clue. And just this is an example of just going way overboard with it. For one thing is the business card. I have it here. This is an early
you just
mock-up.
had it made?
Of course, I made it, and the address is correct.
Oh, wow.
The telephone number is correct of how things were. The fonts are correct. That's just
crazy.
one thing. Then there is this little floater on top of the counter, which has a whole logo design and type design, because it's the name of one of my patrons. So I wanted as an Easter egg to have their name in there.
Yeah.
And the
Gotta
other
write it 100 times.
Yeah, the other thing is the coins that I throw. I thought, I need American coins, right? I can't just throw Euro coins there.
Yeah.
But of course, they have to be from the 1940s, right?
Oh, so because I imagine that would be quite different. Yeah.
I don't know, but I imagine too. So what I did was just go on eBay and scour all those pages of coin collectors and really got a roll of nickel coins from the 1940s. And then I researched, how much would you pay for a drink like this in a bar like that at this time? Yeah. insane for a YouTube video about the fun of making games. It's just I don't have. I really shouldn't think about the end result or the intended audience. But like I said, at the end of the day, I'm just doing it for me and to see that I can say to myself, yeah, I really did this. I don't know why, but I really went through with it. So yeah, just as an example where this is the biggest problem is how to manage my time. Because I have a job at the side, of course, and sometimes I have a little bit of downtime where I can work on my stuff. But of course, you have family life. You want. Sometimes you need sleep. You want
just
to eat.
Just a bit, you know.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Maybe sometimes.
Yeah, on my old days, for some reason, I've grown attached to the feeling of maybe 4 hours of sleep a day would be nice. It's not that bad.
That's just good. I know people that sleep that much, and I'm like, how do you do it? So
yeah. It's some people can go with 3 to 4 hours for weeks, and crazy. I don't know how, but maybe it's good that I'm not even trying anymore. I forgot what my point was, but
time management, I think.
Time management, right? Yeah. So the time I don't have really a plan, because each time when I thought this is my structured time, I work on games for 3 hours on Tuesday. 3 hours the next day on a video, and then I do some reading that's maybe related. It doesn't work. I was constantly feeling bad that I wasn't working on what I had slotted in my schedule. So I just gave it up. And then what is also bad is that I realized that in terms of time management, I follow my bad conscience. Because since I'm on Patreon, and I think, should really give people something because they're paying monthly, and I have such a bad feeling if I can't deliver stuff. So this is when, I don't think I'm in the mood right now for doing some compositing stuff, but I really ought to. And but this, I was 2 or 3 times close to a burnout recently, and this was not good, where I realized it's not fun anymore. I'm just exhausted all the time and putting in so much. And of course, it's not what people want you to do, because they want great content, and you can only deliver great content if it's fun for you, if you really enjoy doing it, and if you don't destroy yourself doing it. It's the same thing with games, where I think some people where you just pour so much of yourself into it, and then you realize, oh no, a game that's pretty much the same but better came out 2 weeks before or 1 week before. So, oh God, what have I done? And in the end, I realized that I really have to look after myself. And sometimes it's okay to just go to a cafe and read a book that has nothing to do with anything. I can't 100% feel not bad about this. There's still a little bit that says, should be working or read something that's related to it. Because in the end, like I said, with research, it's a lot of fun. But again, I'm always thinking, could I use this for something else? And this has a little bit jaded my view, because everywhere that I go, I think, I could maybe shoot some photos for textures. Maybe I need some background plate or something. So it's just it just gets to your head.
I can imagine. I can definitely relate in terms of game development with that. So
I think you're developing this what's it, Loot Box Live?
Yeah, it's like a Metroidvania.
Insane, a Metroidvania. It
took so long. It's like the second year already.
Wow.
And then it's coming out in February, so soon it's gonna come out.
Great.
It's like, it's crazy. It's like I'm hoping for the 28th of February. This is the first time I said this. This unofficial release date announcement, leap year day. But it's been crazy. Like, I started it October 2017.
Wow.
I think. And it's been on and off, like, with school and stuff.
Right.
And then New Year, it's just, games are hard. They're so hard. Yeah.
Because you don't know how long it will take you once you start.
Yeah, it's crazy. But, like, I study computer science, so I do a lot of, like, software engineering stuff. And it's not comparable. It's not even comparable to, like, developing, like, programs. Like, developing games is, like, the hardest thing I've ever done. Like, not even a question.
yeah, with games,
So
everything comes together. You really
yeah,
need to have an understanding of pretty much everything. If you're just
yeah,
good at maths, yeah, it doesn't help you. You
yeah.
also
You need
need
art, you
level
need music,
design,
you need
right?
level design, you need everything. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, I didn't realize that when I first went into it.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is good. Otherwise, you wouldn't
yeah.
have started.
Yeah,
I
I know,
think.
right? You gotta get into game development being naive. If not, you'll
Absolutely.
never get into
Otherwise,
it.
for me personally, this is,
Yeah,
I think, the biggest problem that I have after having my first game launched on Steam,
yeah,
which was Finesweeper, because it launched on May 25th, 2015, and I started working on it in November or October before. And it
So
was
that's quite
just for
fast.
me
Yeah,
because I wanted a Minesweeper that looked a little bit nicer and was a little
yeah,
bit more forgiving. And essentially, it just did it for me. And then I thought, maybe I could try this green light stuff, and who knows how long it will take you. And
yeah,
then also there were some key sellers which contacted me, which is
right.
always a little bit shady, but I
Yeah.
didn't know it at the time. So I just said, yeah, of course. When it's on Steam, you get 1,000 keys.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't know it,
Yeah.
and there was this
Yeah.
one. I don't know if it was a key seller but they were making bundles of indie
Right.
games, and it was the super greenlight bundle of games that weren't greenlit before. And because a lot of people were watching this, and it also had a chat, and there were like 6 or 7 games in this bundle who were that were in greenlight, and one was. Mine was one among them.
Yeah.
And because there were so many people waiting for these games and wishlisting them, somewhere at Valve, an alarm must have gone off, or at least some flag triggered in the algorithm and said, yeah, more than average amount of people are waiting for this. Maybe it should go through green light.
Right,
And
like
this
maybe
is
if
what
it's
happened.
spotted or something.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
just
see.
one after the other, and mine
Oh.
was among them, and we were just, wow, this is happening.
Yeah.
Because with green light back then, it was, you were never sure how long it
Yeah.
will take you, because nobody knew what would cause it to go through or not, or be thrown out. And then I had this launch date, and I thought, I'm just going to launch it. Everything's gonna be fine, and then it's done, right?
It did fantastically.
Yeah, but the first day, it was just I thought, I'm just going to publish it, then have a coffee, celebrate a little bit, and then that's it. Maybe look into the forum once or twice a week or so. Yeah, the internet didn't agree with it. The first thing that started was there's no save feature, and I thought,
right.
why? I envisioned it more as an arcadey kind of experience, right? Where
It's
you see-
Minesweeper.
It's Minesweeper. Why do you want a
Yeah.
save feature? You can go as long as you want. And I think I was a little bit snappy in my first comments.
Right.
I learned this the hard way. So, if you don't like it, maybe you should play another game or something. And
Right.
the community was like,
people can
whoa,
take that the wrong way,
he really said that. And I thought,
Yeah.
what did I say? You ungrateful bastards. Yeah. But then I had to patch in a save feature, and I was under more stress than ever before in my life, because I thought, oh my god, people are already downvoting and said, it's buggy, not even a save feature. The screen doesn't scale, and so, oh my god, I need to patch this in. And this was just because it was never intended to have a save feature. So of course,
so it
how
was,
can I
kinda hacky.
serialize this? How can I hack this together? And of course, I also wanted the saves to be pretty much unencrypted out there in the open, so that everyone could tamper with it, because for some reason I thought it would be nice having a Steam leaderboard stuff.
Right, and then
connection
people
there.
can just
Right, and of course there's some people were already hacking it, so I had to prune also those boards and just throw out anyone with 100,000 million points.
Yeah.
This is the good thing about cheaters. They don't settle for it's just 1,000 points more than the top ranked, because it's magnitudes of 20. So
they gotta show that they're a cheater.
Exactly. They're really showing off that they're cheating, and so it's easy for me just to ban them. But in the end, I didn't expect it, how much work it would be, and I was just patching it for weeks and months even. And then there was, of course, this big problem with Minesweeper that I didn't quite see as a problem for myself. Was in higher levels, with my game, it starts out with a very small grid, and just a couple of bombs, and then it keeps getting bigger until the whole screen is filled, and it also scales down the little tiles, which was also what the community wanted, which, oh my god. And then people said it ran poorly, but this is another different thing there, because it was not optimized. Just as a tangent there, I wanted it to look nice, and that each level has a different color scheme, because I work as a colorist, and colors are my my bread and butter. So I like colors, and to get this, each tile was drawn 60 times a second.
Okay,
of course, but not just one sprite, but a couple of sprites. The base color, then there's the accent color and the theme color. So it was like 4 or 3 times a sprite was drawn on transparent on top
times
of
like
each
how
other.
many
exactly for each tile. And if you had a big field, and it was like you had so much drawing to do. And of course with those integrated Intel GPUs, I once saw a YouTube video of someone, and this level end bar, which comes like this, says, congratulations, and goes down. It went like this. And I thought, oh my god, what have I done? Because Delta time, I worked with Delta time sometimes. Most of it was just step-based. And then I had this at least my my only optimization was, what I should have done is just redraw the whole thing if something's changed, right? And not all the time just draw it to a surface and then display the surface, and you have just one draw call. But at least what I did was, at each new level, I render all those tiles with the colors on top, just bake it, and use this as a sprite, which I just draw still once. But at least it got the performance down from draw 600 tiles a second or 600 graphics to draw 100 graphics, and this was good. But
that's good,
so my to come back to where I was before, so the levels would have more bombs, and at some point it was just impossible that you could go without guessing. And then you get some extra lives that you could pick up, but if there's a lot of bombs there and you don't know where to click, because everything is a potential bomb, and you just click 5 times, and if you're unlucky, after 5 times you're done, and if you're lucky, after 10 clicks you're done. So it's not really fun. And this is when I pushed the 1.2 update, where I thought I give players the option that they can stockpile the hearts and exchange it in a bank of hearts for where they have a region of like 3x3 tiles that they can click open, and everything in there gets flagged, and there's no penalty or anything. But in the end, it's just a drip. What's the saying? It's just a drip in a bucket or something.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So it didn't really help a lot. And this is what I really, if I had only known how much work would need to I need to put in there. I released, oh my god, localization. This was another thing.
Oh, I can.
Where also I learned it the hard way. And then it's also interesting, this is another interesting topic by itself, how much people charge for different languages. And I think the cheapest one was the Turkish one. It was from this guy who said he also translated Skyrim. And
wow, that's
I thought, oh my god, how much could this be? And then there wasn't no much back and forth. He just said, I need an I with a dot and an I without dot. And I thought, okay, good that I made the font so I can modify it. But this was the only thing back and forth. So I have no idea about the quality or if he was having troubles with something. And then on the opposite, there was, I think the most expensive translation was it French or Spanish? I think it was Spanish.
I see.
From a professional translator, and there was a lot of communication back and forth about how is this intended? What's the target? What's the joke behind this? And so this was really great. But of course, I learned that if you have like 6 languages, you have to communicate with each translator individually, and it's just
must be so difficult.
I'm just want to make games. I don't want to just organize my emails all the day and then there's a new version for this language but not for that language, and then there's a
when you add things,
translation.
you can't add it yourself.
And then of course it needs to have these Cyrillic letters for Russian. Now I need to modify the font that it can do this, and then oh my god, it's not UTF-8 compliant. Oh my god, what the hell did I do there? So bottom line is, don't make games. the more you
Make
know
videos about them.
right, the more you know about how much goes in there into making them, it stifles you. And to come back to what I was talking about, like 20 hours before, this is why I'm having a hard time starting a new game, because I watched so much of the talks from GDC pros. I'm getting sweaty palms if I only think about networking and player interpolation and prediction and data packets and packing and also encryption, because you want your cheaters out, and also your server centers where you want to locate you. Oh my god, it's just insane. And
it's crazy.
This really stifles me, because as I think I've established, is I want to get things right from the get-go. I like to do a lot of research and then write it once, and then it should be perfect, which it never is, of course. And I think my problem is that I'm still lacking an idea where I think, I will be passionate about this idea for the next year at least.
It's difficult to find something like that.
Exactly, And your idea, of course, doesn't have to be too small. Otherwise, you think, I can make a Sudoku puzzle, but is it really something that I want to be working on for the next even 2 months? And the other thing is, I got this grand vision of
Skyrim 3.
Exactly. It's like what my wife said. She wants a Zelda MMO with really difficult puzzle dungeons that feel like the best dungeons of Zelda, but of course in an MMO setting where you can trade with people, something along those lines. This would be great, but
it would be the best game ever, but it'd take 10 years.
At least. Exactly.
10 years for a team of 300 people.
It's like Star Citizen with Zelda, something like this. I mean, of course I would play it, but would I want to develop it? Oh my god, I'm getting all issues there of frustration and just anxiety just thinking about it for a second if I would do this. But then again, it's strange, because you know all this, and then you got this idea for something, and then without doing anything, you really plunge into it and start working with it for a week or two, and you're really having this great time with it. And then, as for me, usually it peters out because something requires more attention, for example videos, or work or family, you never know, and then I never pick it up, because it feels like I really didn't write the code the best way so that I can
so you forget what everything does.
Exactly, and it's like reading your own, trying to read your own or decipher your own handwriting, especially if you've been sloppy and just trying to get it out. And it's the same with code. Sometimes this text editor that I made, this Scully retro text editor.
It looks awesome. The one with the blue background.
Exactly,
that's like I think that's so. I didn't know if you got it from somewhere or if you made it, but it looks awesome.
I made this one myself after watching a lot of X-Files, and in the first season, at the end, they had this scene where Scully was always sitting at this, was it Word Perfect? It was the early 90s, so I'm pretty sure it was Word Perfect in DOS, but it also was this blue screen with this gray text where she was just writing her report and doing a voiceover, and I thought, oh my god, this looks so retro nice. I want to make something like this, and this is when I started. I mean, it was my first and so far only project with Windows presentation forms, WPF or what's it called, and in C#. And man, this is the most horrible code ever. I never did something with object-oriented programming before. Everything was just functional with me, because I come from BASIC, from DOS. So, and the hardest part for me was getting the cursor, the caret, blinking in the right position. Because with my knowledge of today, what I would have to do today would be, find the character where it's blinking and then exchange it with the block character and the glyph it was behind on a per second basis. And that's it. I didn't do things like this back then. What I did was, let's find out the DPI of the current monitor, the resolution, and then where the window is, and then calculate the coordinates to draw a rectangle.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's insane. And I don't know what I thought at that time, that this was the most straightforward way to solve this. And half of this horrible code is just concerned with finding the correct coordinates for this freaking cursor there. And the other thing is that I wanted is, if you had F10, I want distraction-free writing, so it just maximizes itself.
I see.
But I have multiple monitors. that all run at different DPI resolutions. And with Windows presentation forms, it was a nightmare. And just to blank two screens to blue. And this is where I spent my most effort, not for making sure that it's bug free, or for example that I usually joke that I have with the lack of scroll bars is that I say it's just for quick ideas. You don't need scroll bars because you shouldn't be writing that much with it. The other thing is I had no idea how to implement scroll bars, so there aren't any because I was trying to find the coordinates.
It's not that I don't want to add it. It's just it's my idea for the project, you know.
Right. My vision is not to have scroll bars.
Yeah.
I mean, if I would be Steve Jobs, I could spin it somehow and I say, the thing is, you don't need scroll bars because you won't be writing with it that much. So
logic, you know.
Yeah, it's a feature.
I was gonna say it's not a bug; it's a feature, but it's not even really a bug.
No, it's just utter incompetence is a feature.
Relate, so I didn't add any combat to my game because I didn't know how to animate enemies. So.
But in the end, I recently read in one of these comedian books is, I don't know who to attribute this quote to, but it's a great quote, is your style gets not defined by what you can do, but by what you can't do.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah.
And some people only make puzzle games because they can think of great puzzles, but combat encounter or something. Or so you really have to play to your strengths. And sometimes when you think, but I really want to do this now that I can't do, then you spend so much time and effort at something that's mediocre at best. So this is also what I've learned the hard way is, I probably won't be doing an RPG style game because it's just, for me, even as a player, it's just, I don't care about all these different attributes. Some people can just pour over those tables of stuff, and
I personally love that. So
exactly. For some people, it's oh my god, there's so much to maximize there. This is going to be great, and I thought, oh my god, where is lockpick that I can maximize this, and for the rest, I don't care. And when you don't care for this as a player, of course, as a programmer,
it's hard to make something
right. You wouldn't care for it, or you don't know what is important to the audience who plays these games, who expect this. And so when I would be trying this, it would be utterly not suited for these people, and I would be thinking, but isn't this what you want? And I said, no, we want it done right. And this is why I think that the games that I'll be making in the future would be something like walking simulators, because I think I feel proficient enough with Unity that you have a capsule collider with a camera on it.
Yeah, just like walking around.
Exactly, that just walks around. Because I really like to do nice lighting and texturing and just atmospheric stuff. But combat mechanics or even character design, no people, no animals, no anything in my games, because for the life of me, I can't do characters. I can't even draw them. I mean, it's stick figures and I'm pretty much done. It's just those little meeple things there. Yeah. that's and I think this is once you realize as a game maker or as a creative in any sense what you can't do, maybe you should focus on what you can do and try to be really good at that.
You get a very defined style like that.
Exactly, And personally, this is something that I feel so many people try to make the perfect 16-bit pixel platformer. And when I scroll through my timeline on Twitter, it's gorgeous. I mean, it's really just mind-blowing what some people do. But then again, it's I look at it for 2 seconds. I know this must have taken 20 hours to create, and I think, nice. I would probably not buy it or see it ever again. And this sometimes when you really think of it from the standpoint of a creative, it breaks your heart, you know. I spent so much time and I got 20 likes and 2 retweets for something that took me 3 years to make, and nobody's going to buy it because it looks like everything else. And this is the good thing nowadays is everybody can create art or can make games. And a lot of people make games now who would have never dreamed that they could. And it's a lot of joy and fulfillment for them. But
you get so much variety, like so many different games.
Right,
compared to like 10 or even 5 years ago.
Yeah. But then again, there is this clumping around certain genres, like the Souls-likes, where everyone, making Dark Souls in 2D. This was like a couple of years back. And then, we got Salt and Sanctuary, we got Hollow Knight. We got this.
That's me.
Yeah.
I'm making Hollow Knight with no combat, so.
But it's no combat, and you try to
different. Yeah.
Exactly, it's different,
Yeah.
but other people just try to mimic what they loved as a kid or when they were playing, Sega Genesis. I mean, I'm the same. When I was playing this, I thought, ah, man, I want to make something like this. And then with Game
Yeah.
Maker, of course, you could. And now it's every other game that I play is, oh my God, this is so great. I want to make exactly this thing just with a twist. And in the end, I realized, would I make it just with this one twist? It's like, it's exactly like Mario, but you can take
double
any
jump,
block with you. Or double jump. It's not enough for the amount of effort. But on the other hand, of course, this is if you're doing it for yourself and having a lot of fun with it and feeling fulfilled. I mean,
it's
by all means, go for it. But if you try to make a living out of it, just maybe don't quit your day job yet when you have this great retro pixel platform, because there are so many out there. And we're at a great time, I think, that there are so many games. There are more games out there that are good that you could ever have.
It's crazy. Like if you go on Steam, you can just like click on a random game and it's probably amazing, you know.
Exactly. If you don't happen to click this one asset flip or something, even if it's horrendous, you think, how can people think of this? How? I mean, it's entertaining on a different kind, but I agree. It's just,
like, it's so bad it's good.
It's so bad it's good, but some games are so bad it's good, but it's bad again.
Does like a loop and it loops back.
Exactly. It's so bad that it's bad.
Perfect. That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, we've gone for quite a while, for almost exactly an hour, but it's been super awesome to talk to you. It's been really entertaining to hear your thoughts and like how you go like with everything, your videos, like game development, all that kind of stuff. I feel like we could have talked like for 3 more hours about like your job.
I think
like,
so too. So I hope I'm not keeping you from anything.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, it's
cool.
It's like a weekend, so I have nothing else to do. But it's awesome. It's been really awesome to talk to you. And I don't know if there's anything else you want to say. Do you want to announce your next Skyrim 2 before you leave, or?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's like Skyrim, but bigger and better.
And it's got a double jump as well.
It's because it's got a double jump in it. It's Skyrim with a double jump, but I'm not marketing it as a mod. It's a new game. It's called Skyrim. I just put in there one letter that Bethesda's lawyers are not quite sure if they should.
Is it Far Cry or Skyrim?
Exactly. And then have if you I just had an idea. It's this copyright copyright blocking where you have infringed copyrights from 2 different entities.
I've never heard
and
of
they
that,
have to fight who is responsible for it.
That sounds interesting.
I think Jim Sterling did this with one of his videos because I think he came up with it because his videos were constantly flagged by this has content from Nintendo, so Nintendo reaps all the benefits of the commercials. And his glorious plan was to have this is from Nintendo, but it also got THQ stuff in there, and of course Rockstar stuff. So
all these
they
3
can't
parties
all
are
dispute this video. So he said, the lawyers have to fight it out for themselves.
That's funny.
While this video keeps being up, and this is just perfect.
That seems like the perfect Phoenix Wright game.
Exactly. Phoenix Wright in copyright infringement.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. That should be that with Skyrim 2 as a DLC.
Perfect.
Yeah. Game of the decade. Easy.
Goatee.
Yeah.
I would buy the goatee.
Yeah, that's
loot
awesome.
boxes, anything.
As well. Yeah.
Let's call it Phoenix Wright 1.
Yep. And that because it's the best one, it's the number 1. That's why.
Exactly.
Easy. That's fantastic. Well,
cool.
I think that's been really awesome. And if you haven't, I don't know why I'm looking up there. It's almost like I'm looking at the description of the video, but I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently the description's right here.
Maybe a clock?
Yeah, no, it's my door. So.
Okay, so.
Yeah. Check out Pixel Prophecy on YouTube because
thank you.
The videos are amazing and they're really great. And I mean, you're
way too much effort.
Yeah, it's an insane amount. Like if you haven't watched it, like you deserve like not the viewer. You deserve that people watch it just because of how much effort you put into it.
Oh, and thank you.
The viewers deserve to watch it just because of how good it is. So Yeah, that makes sense. I think that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even if you don't like it,
Yeah.
it got nice music in there,
Yeah.
so you should.
It's
You can
it's
run
got
it in
funny
another
writing,
tab.
good
I hope so.
composing.
Yeah.
It's got good everything. So like even if you don't like
thank you.
game development, I think it's a worthwhile watch.
It got a lot
Yeah.
of pain from myself.
Yeah, a lot of drama.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of self-inflicted drama.
Yeah, and a lot of coffee as well.
And a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
Always
But,
coffee. Can't
yeah.
go wrong without.
Gotta have 3 a
coffee.
day, you know, or maybe more.
Yeah.
No.
And then you can get up.
Yeah. Easy. But yeah. So I hope you have a great day. And
Yeah, thank you.
I guess
You
I'll
too.
see you later. I don't know. I don't. Yeah. Maybe another podcast one day.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We never know. I'm available because I'm such a small fry YouTuber,
Yeah.
so
I mean,
I'm
so
very
am I.
approachable.
So compared to me, you're like the Jeff Bezos of YouTube. So
Oh my god. Oh, stop the flattery. No, don't stop it. Go ahead.
okay, you're the Jeff Bezos plus squared. Jeff Bezos squared. There you go.
I for some reason I'm just having a mental image of Jeff Bezos
With a square
as
face?
a cube.
Yeah, instead of an egg, it's a cube.
Right, it's
Yeah.
a cube, and for some reason I think Jeff Bezos could work in Minecraft.
Yeah,
Man, this would be
honestly
so
could.
weird.
With like the suit and tie and everything. That would
Yeah.
work well. I think that would work well. Yeah, it is a great end segment.
I
Talking
think
about
so.
Jeff Bezos in Minecraft.
How did we
Fantastic.
get there?
I don't know.
Watch
but-
this video to find out.
Yeah,
Oh,
this should
you
be like
just-
the beginning of the video, and then you gotta watch it all to realize how it gets to the end.
You know what? You could do. You could edit it like this. That
Yeah.
we're just talking about Jeff Bezos, and I say, "How did we arrive at this?"
Yeah,
and then the video.
and then you have
starts.
to watch it all to figure it out,
Exactly.
and then yeah, easy.
There's your viewer retention.
Yeah, 100% viewer retention. Because I mean, who wouldn't
Right.
want to know why Jeff Bezos is in Minecraft? You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, perfect. But yeah, I
Thank you.
think we've talked a good conversation, and
Absolutely.
I guess I'll see you one day.
See you around.
Yeah. See you.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah,
I
no problem.
invited pretty much myself. So
No, I mean,
thank you so much.
you asked, and I was like, yeah, this is like the greatest opportunity of all time. Who wouldn't take it?
Oh
So-
my god. I pretty much everyone else. That's who.
It's because they
apart-
don't know. They don't know that you announced a problem. If not, I'm
Exactly.
sure like you would have like 3 billion DMs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm grateful that I don't have as many.
Yeah, I can imagine. That would be a terrible nightmare. Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yes. I don't want to go viral. I think because I had
Yeah.
I think I had this one time where I was tagged in another post from the Gamerheads podcast, and they have a lot of listeners or viewers, and somehow it ended up there. And because I was tagged there, I was just getting
Yeah.
notifications for one day,
Twitter,
pretty
right?
much every minute, and I
Yeah.
was, oh my god, so this is how it is
Yeah.
when you're big on Twitter. Oh my
Yeah.
god, this is horrible.
Yeah,
I
like, you
I
see
don't know
these
how to deal
Instagram
with this.
videos that are like people who have many followers when they like take away the blocking, and it's just like all the time like after like 10 likes a second. It's like
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just how.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can't even
I-
use your phone. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
personally, I'm pretty happy with the amount of viewers and subscribers that I have.
Even though you deserve to be viral, just FYI. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I'm all about quality and trying
Yeah.
to get the best quality out there.
It's very
because
visible.
with-
Yeah.
yeah, because I don't want it the technical difficulties or shortcomings to come between you as a viewer and the enjoyment of the product.
Yeah.
If there's something funny happening, I want to see it and I want to hear it clearly, and not like I said with these very early YouTube videos where it's really hard to make out in a 320 by 280
Yeah.
pixel image.
Yeah,
It's blurry and horrible. tone.
144p. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The good old times of
Yeah.
YouTube.
Awesome. Yeah, that's like it's so clear when you watch your videos that you put quality first. Like it's not even a question.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hope that I don't forget about the content in the long run. Because in the end, it's like with motion capturing, where I was at this one visual effects conference, and where there was this one talk about the comfort of all those motion capture suits.
Right.
And there were some were saying, yeah, it's a little bit bulky and convoluted, but it's, man, you got so many tracker points on it.
Yeah.
You have the best performance capture. And then this one other person said, she said something like, Yeah, but all you got is a perfect capture of a bad performance. And this shut the whole conversation down.
Yeah.
Because in the end, you don't want it that it's all about the technology.
Yeah.
When you look past it and there's nothing there, and you think, oh man, it looks great, but there's nothing in there. So
well, that's not the case for you. So
not yet.
Well,
yeah, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't doubt like at all. I think your videos will get better and better. I mean, they seem to be getting better and better. I think the latest one is probably one of my favorites of your postmortems. So,
but I only worked 187 hours on it. It's just, man.
Not enough
could
effort.
Be more. I could make it even better.
Could have spent 1,000 hours in it.
Yeah, maybe I do a special edition
DLC.
in 20 years, right?
DLC for the postmortems.
In UHD remastered, something like this.
With developer commentary as well.
Of course, as well. In 5.1.
Yeah, and then you have multiple routes. So like you can be like, press 1 if you want the developer commentary to focus on this or that. So then you have like 5 different ones.
Oh man, it's now we're talking about FMV where you can choose which video plays and what say. Oh my god. Oh man, this is a rabbit hole. This is a whole rabbit hole. I already got some ideas for an FMV game because people ask me, you do videos and you do games. Why not make a game that's all about videos?
I would buy a Pixel Prophecy FMC game on the second it came out.
Yeah. And I'm a little bit afraid of this because I don't really have a good idea for something like this because I want it to be, on one hand, I want it to be a bit corny, like all those 90s FMV games. Oh, some of them were so horrid that it's just a joy to watch them because everything goes wrong.
It's so bad it's good, it's bad it's good.
It's good again, right? Yeah. It's really hard. You really have to stop in the right place there on this cycle. Yeah. But I have only the vaguest ideas, but I still don't know how to pull it off. But certainly, like I said, I joked that one day I will make an FMV game, but certainly I can't do it by myself on my own because this is the biggest part. Starring, producing, capturing everything at some point. I realized that I can't do persecution scenes with 2 cars because I have to be in one car and also in the other. It's not possible. I tried. Maybe I figure it out someday.
Yeah. That would be great. That would be fantastic. But yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, I hope you have a great day. And
thank you.
I guess I'll stop the recording right now.
Perfect.
Yeah. Awesome.
Bye.
See you.